Good morning, everyone. What is going on? Episode 73 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. I'm your host, Silverback Senpai, and joining me across the table is my co-host, Waluigi.
Oh, hi-oh.
And AJ.
What to do?
And our guest for today, KiteB4Night.
Hiya. I gotta do the signature E-boy peace sign. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
This episode of the podcast will be available on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, wherever you listen to your music, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, we are there. And of course, Amazon Music. And of course, video playback will be available on YouTube and Facebook later on this week. So, getting right into it, our guest, KiteB4Night. We want to know, what is your gaming origins? What got you into gaming? Because this is one of our introductory topics to introducing our guest for the very first time. We want to know about you. The people who are listening or even watching the stream, they want to know about you. So let us know about your gaming origin story. Like, take us into your memory lane.
Right. Okay. So it's interesting you say that because I can't even remember mine. I started with it's like I was born out of the womb with a Game Boy already in my hands, and my family, I was the second child, so my sister had already been having original Xbox, the PS2, GameCube, and then we both had our own Game Boy Advance SPs. I'm not that young where I had the original Game Boy Advance.
Oh, you didn't have the Fat Boy one.
I did not get the Fat Boy. I got the little cube that goes straight sticking out.
with the LED.
Oh, yeah. I don't understand the struggles of old consoles. And
Wait, hold up. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that explains it.
That makes sense.
I'm a
I heard-
2000s. I'm like on the borderline, but I'm out of the 90s.
Yeah, because I heard, oh yeah, original Xbox. I'm like, wait a minute. How old are you?
Yeah, and then I remember watching all these other hosts that come on the podcast, and they talk about N64s, Sega Genesis,
Right.
Dreamcast.
Right.
I have not laid my hands or even visually seen in person a single one of those consoles, and it makes me feel like I'm too young for it to be on out here.
Yeah, you completely missed out a whole generation of games, before your time. And it's not to fault anybody, because it depends on, of course, your age, and then of course, where did you start? Because every guest that we've had on the podcast, we always want to know, like, where did you start in gaming? So it's very interesting that we get your perspective on where you started. So please go ahead and continue.
Right. So I if you were to ask me what was the first game I ever laid in my hands, I can't think of anything but this one random game on the original Xbox that's a 3D platformer Pac-Man game.
Oh, Pac-Man World?
If it's Pac-Man World, I swear, bro, I fucking love Pac-Man World,
It sounds
bro.
like Pac-Man World in a nutshell.
Yo, that had cutscenes and in my baby brain.
It was probably Pac-Man World. I'm telling you right now, man.
The ghost had hands. They had all personalities.
Yes.
I think they
Pac-Man
abducted
World.
someone. I don't know. They seemed evil as hell.
To this day, I still can't beat Pac-Man World 2. That
game.
game, oh man, the amount of hours I spent on that.
Just don't ask me about it. Like I said, that's just my first memory. But if I were to ask me anything else, I remember playing on the Game Boy Advance so much, and the PS2. Thank God I grew up on the era of the PS2. PS2 is amazing, and I'm sure we all agree on that.
Agreed.
Yes.
I missed the N64, but I ain't missing out on the PS2.
Yeah, like when it came to gaming and great gaming eras, it was like you had to experience. It's either the NES era, which I didn't exist at that time. Then you had the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis era. That was a really good era. Then you had the N64, the PlayStation, and the Sega Dreamcast era. And then, of course, you also had the PlayStation 2, the Nintendo GameCube, and the Xbox era, which I think was a really, really great era for gaming because the PS2, it was like a must-own system, like because there was so many games that was coming out for it. And then, of course, if you subscribe to any of the old school magazines, they would send you a demo disc where you could play so many different games on the PS2. And I remember just playing a whole ton of just demo games from so many different from Game Informer, Nintendo Power, maybe. It's out there, but
I only got the modern Game Informer magazine from GameStop.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
it's all good. But
I'm too young. I'm saying.
nah, you're good. But the PS2 was like, you had to experience that era. Regardless how old you were, you had to experience that because there was so many games out there. And still to this day, there are so many hidden gems that have never been either in store shelves, or you had to go to certain places or even conventions, mind you, to look for some of these older games, these older gem games that existed that was not popular, but it was so heavily underrated.
Right. Another thing that was interesting that I loved about the older consoles, especially with the PS2, like on the PS3, you can see and find every game you want just there in the store, right? You don't got those for the PS2. You don't got an online store. So when you got to look at these games on the shelf and decide right then and there, do you want this game?
I miss that shit.
It's like the ongoing debates.
Right? And meanwhile, you can just literally, I found this one part I missed as a child, that you don't get the same feeling anymore because you already know everything you're going to expect from video games. On the like for example, you on the PS3 or PS4 or literally any online store nowadays, you see the screenshots of the game, you got a trailer on the game, you got everything all there for you. You could look up YouTube videos for PS2 games and see the trailers, but if you're missing out on those trailers, you're walking into GameStop completely blind, not knowing what game I want, or only based off people's word of mouth, or what looks cool on the cover. And I gotta say, there's a random obscure games that you can find. Like, have you guys heard of Summoners 2?
Yes, I've heard of it.
I heard.
I have no memories of that game. I didn't have a memory card, but that game looks so sick to me, and I'm actually emulating it right now and playing it.
Yeah, you have to. It's like some of these games that you used to play back then, and you're no longer able to find it because you want to own the game, so that way you're like, hey, I have the game. But if you're not able to find it, hey, by all means, emulate it, pirate it. I don't care because they're not reselling it. They're not like, there's another company that likes to bring back older games and they don't do much with it, but instead they'll charge you like full retail price of a new up-to-date game, Nintendo. But yeah, it's like if I can't find this game on anywhere locally and online, they're seeing to rip you off, then I'm gonna emulate the hell out of it.
Oh, regardless. Even people have like memory cards where they have full of games already pre-made.
Yeah.
They can just plug into your console and like boom, works like it never happened.
Right. Since I was the second child, even though I'm the second child, I'm not necessarily yeah, so I'm not necessarily like acknowledged and blessed with information. My family just thought video games were for kids, and so they just get us whatever video game that was on the store and yada yada is fun. Just play it, whatever. Just leave me alone. And so and then I grew up with gaming, and I was just so engrossed in it. And they see me happy with it, so they just kept buying it to me because as a child, that's just what I was into. Continuing the origin story where I was just hazing through playing all the basic games, eventually getting the Nintendo Wii and whatnot. I was then, my family was very much against me playing video games after I reached like 5th grade and elementary. As soon as that, it was alienated from the rest of my family because to them, video games are childish. So you should be doing other things like sports and whatnot. They even decorated my entire room as a little child when I got out the crib, all to be sports themed because that's what they were trying to manifest into me being. Unfortunately for them, that failed. I am the complete opposite. Sorry, what?
Not the manifestation.
I ran through my girlfriend, so all these words of crystals, constellations don't.
God.
My sign. Hey, I can share those combos with you.
Real quick, I do want to say that Vis has every N64 game in this cartridge.
Even the import?
You're showing me a foreign object right now.
Yeah.
This is what I just
Those
mentioned,
that
actually.
don't see has every Nintendo 64 game in this cartridge.
That's a relic right there.
Yes.
That's
It's technically a modern day relic in a nutshell.
That's sick. I don't understand this technology.
Then of course you get the SD card. You put it in here. You load it up. You load it up with all the emulators of every N64 game that you want to play on, and then put it in N64. Turn it on. Select the game that you want. Boot it up. There you go. Even if you want to run it with cheats. For those that remember the Game Shark
I
back
remember
in the
Game
day,
Shark,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
has that.
damn.
That's sick.
But yeah, go for it.
So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so as I got one thing. Waluigi, can you help me out here?
Go on.
What's the percentage of parents that do not let their kids play based on the ESRP? On the rating, like the rated M, rated E, rated T.
We're in a Spanish family. It's like 0%.
Honestly, yeah.
Let's be real here.
Yeah.
It's a 0%, right?
Like, there's no percentage. Like, it's just like, this game, fine.
All right, we go on to my PS3 era.
Ooh.
There, once again, even though they want me away from video games, they still let me have video games and whatnot, but they would not let me play any rated M video game ever. Call of Duty, missed that era.
Damn, bro.
Hey.
Oh, that was.
I
Damn.
think, see, you either like dodged a bullet or you.
Hell no, he did not dodge a bullet.
He did not
He should have
dodge a
taken that shit.
No, it's
There-
either he
there was
dodged
a
bullet or
moment.
Just a golden opportunity is what happened.
There was a moment that my sister bought me on Christmas Modern Warfare 3. That was my era where I had,
Okay.
that was my first rated M game on disc.
Okay, that can slide. That's okay.
But, this is a big but, as I played it probably like 2 months down the line and I was having fun with it, I almost got like my first prestige playing multiplayer and I finished the campaign and whatnot. My mother realized it was a bloody shooting game and I think from other housewives, or not housewives, just parents in general, they're like, oh, it's a pew pew.
Yeah, bro.
As soon as she got word of mouth that Call of Duty was a bad game, she ripped it right off of my console. Like, no, you can't play this no more.
Oh, as long as you didn't break the disc, that would have been more pain.
I didn't see that disc again though.
Oh,
Might as well be the
man,
same.
That's greater pain.
What the hell, bro?
Yeah, I was one of those few poor suckers that was not with the trends. I was also late on the PS3 train as well because I was, like I said, I was very alienated. They didn't want me playing video games, so it took me a lot of convincing in order to get me at the PS3. Like the PS3 came out like 2000. What was it? Six,
yeah.
right? Six.
2006.
I was 6 years old at that time.
And it cost about $600 just to get
That's
the
crazy.
80 gig, and
Oh,
I think
yeah.
$500 for I think the 40 gig. And it was a big ass console back in the day too.
Yeah, it was.
Until they came out with the. I always forget the name of it.
What?
The Slim.
Yeah.
The Slim.
I like how we just both said that without even.
Yeah.
And, you know, son is when was the PS4 now?
The PS4
released?
was 2013.
2013. Okay, so I was at the ripe age of 2010. That's when I got my PS3, and I was already.
A console behind.
Yeah, I was already a whole console behind. Everyone was playing shooters, but I was stuck on my PS2 playing Battlefront 2. Star Wars
Good.
Battlefront 2.
Good,
That was my
because
favorite all-time
that's a
game
fucking
as a
great
child.
game.
I just built my PC, so I'm like, what's my first game I'm gonna get on? I see on sale Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm like, bye. Don't even think about EA. Don't even think about DICE. They
butchered
screw
it.
that.
They killed it.
Battlefront 2 and even 1, I was just like, I would play that nonstop for hours. I got an early edge on. I would have had an early edge on Call of Duty if I got right onto that, but no, that didn't happen. So Battlefront 2 was literally, I would have friends over and they'll expect me to have a PS3, but then like, hey yo, let's check out Star Wars Battlefront 2, and they're like, what is that? I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what that is? Come on, man. You're playing with me. Star Wars Battlefront 2. You don't got Modern Warfare 3? I'm like,
Awkward.
yo, check out Space Battles. So moving on past that, when I actually got my PS3, I was not allowed any rated M games.
Oh.
On the PS2, I did get some slick. I did manage to play GTA San Andreas. This is before my mother knew of the ESRB rating, rated
Nice.
M and whatnot, and that was a great time not to miss out on the Vice City. And then, of course, I didn't play through any campaign. I was straight into game FAQ cheat codes.
Exactly. I'm straight to it.
Just play it. Got your flying go karts. I had a hell of a lot of fun time. I think it was San Andreas where literally there was one specific area you got to go to and find that allows for 2-player co-op or whatever. You just literally play together in San Andreas multiplayer before even multiplayer GTA 4 was a thing. And I was like, that was sick. We will both just spawn in things, just have a tank battle, have a flying golf cart, literally flying off into the skybox. And then eventually we got bored because that skybox was infinite. It was like flying to another country for real. Honestly. But yeah, sorry, I keep going back and forth here. But
No, you're fine. This is your moment. You're telling your story, so by all means, go for it.
Right. So then, one thing I did manage to work around in the PS3 was thankfully the market, the online store. That's where I caught my break, and I would just download all the free demos off the store, and that was like amazing. I remember playing so many demos. Like I swear, the demos were like. I don't play demos at all anymore, but back then I played every single demo that was out on that store.
Yeah, because it was a free game, and it was a game that was being introduced to the public to see if people would like it. If you did like it, then cool, you would go out and get the full game, or you would buy the game off of the PlayStation Store right then and there. I myself, I jumped on the train too of playing a bunch of demos on the PlayStation Store back in the PS3 era because hey, I had nothing much to do. I had plenty of free time, so I spent it just downloading a bunch of demos, playing it, seeing it for myself. If I liked it, I'd buy the game. If I didn't like it, all right, it was cool. Like it was an interesting concept back in the day because in the PS2 era, you had game disc. They would mail to you. PS3, it was all digital. If you wanted to play a demo of a game, cool. PS4, you get some demos, but now they've changed the term from demos to open betas, closed betas, or whatnot. It's literally much a demo because back then, when it came to a beta, whether it was open or closed or alpha test, that held weight. Like, holy shit, I'm getting some access to a game or early build of a game, and then of course I get to respond back with feedback of the game to the developers about, all right, this is what you need to fix, this is what you need to do, this works, this doesn't work, so on and so forth. Fast forward now, it's just like, okay, y'all give us an open beta or whatnot, cool, yay. And then when you play the full game, it's the same
It's
shit.
the same thing. I think that's the biggest part. It's always the same thing.
Hello, Battlefield 2042.
Hello, every other company out there.
Yes.
So continuing off of that, like off of Demo Haven, when I didn't really play much with friends, because another thing on top of that, even though I did hype on PS3, I think majority of the elementary kids that were on the Xbox 360, or I just wasn't playing COD.
Yeah. I was one of those 360 kids. I understand.
Same.
But it was a whole war, and you're going like, you gotta pay for online, this and that. Oh my god,
yeah,
that's another thing. That's another whole debate on the school kids back then. I forgot which one was more popular, but either way, all the PS3 kids were playing Call of Duty, so I wasn't on that hype train at all. I instead was playing I think it was Batman Arkham Asylum. That game was great. That game was awesome.
Agreed.
I remember having just friends over just to play that real quick and have fun with that. and just every other random rated E obscure, not even a hidden gem game on the PS3. I was on that instead. Now, if we move a little more past that, even with my PS3, I was still playing my PS2. Funny enough, there's just too many good games on there to miss out on. I eventually got onto my Xbox 360 phase.
Oh wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a phase. Minecraft phase.
Wow, actually.
Now, okay, this was still in elementary right before getting into middle school, because middle school is where I got in my Xbox 360 phase. But Minecraft held my heart like this. And it was before, like, now, like, it's no surprise when I say, oh yeah, Minecraft as a child, no duh. But like back then, when it was still in alpha, kids were like not even know the knowledge of it, only knew of word of mouth, only found it through YouTube. And they also just talk mad smack about it. Like, it just looks like Legos. What's so good about it? On top of that being only a PC game, I was alienated from that as well in my elementary school. I was not on any trend as a child. I was against it always. But I was just like, hey man, this game's great. Come on. But I still enjoyed it. Actually, funny story, I didn't even buy Minecraft. I just got viruses by downloading the cracked version of Minecraft.
There you go.
Because remember, this is like our parents. We got Hispanic families. They don't believe on the online world. They don't put their credit cards online.
Fuck no, they don't.
Nope.
If they don't see a person in front of them giving them the card, even though they can take a quick snapshot picture in the back in the restaurants, like, what's the harm of putting it out online to buy one single thing? They didn't trust it at all, so it was impossible for me to convince my parents to buy Minecraft. So I had to get it cracked, and I had it on my poopy little laptop, Dell laptop that was the size of a monster, that would play Minecraft at like 15 FPS at the lowest
Jesus
setting.
Christ.
It's either you're gonna get bricks or your laptop will be bricked. One of those two.
Actually, yeah. Like at the end of my life cycle, when eventually I did have a desktop and I was still playing on my Dell, I eventually did get a blue screen on my Dell laptop. It dropped to 5 FPS while playing Minecraft. I was in the middle of a mine shaft and the Minecraft beta cracked, and it just got blue screen on me. I was like in front of my cousin. I'm just like, whoops.
That is awkward.
Well,
Pain right there.
but that was funny. It was bound to happen. That laptop was overheating just for booting up. So
It wanted to be put out of its misery.
It's like you died in all red. No, you couldn't even see it. It's blue.
oh yeah, I didn't have the red death. It was the blue screen of death at that time. That experience on my Windows Vista, not even XP laptop.
Oh, wow.
But I have a hell of a fun time. I did manage to convince my little cousin into playing Minecraft with me, and that's actually the same. My aunt is actually who eventually did buy my Minecraft for me, which was great experience for me. Bought it for my cousin, and then eventually down the line, she was able to buy it for myself as well. I have a lot of fond memories in Minecraft, and I'm sure a lot of people might if they experienced it early enough. Outside of the trend, maybe you can even still play it today, but now it's like I play Minecraft so much I can't enjoy it no more without mods. But you know, another thing, funny enough, going on to the Minecraft topic, God, the modding community is dead for Minecraft. I feel like, am I wrong?
I don't know.
Kind of, sort of.
You know what's funny? I think they put mods and you have to pay for it now on the store. I think that's the crazy thing
That's
now.
a real killer right
Yeah,
That's the real killer.
When it comes to mods, and of course mod support, most of the time it's usually free. So nobody isn't going to pay money for mods unless the mods themselves are like really, 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 really good.
Yeah, like they just put out, like I didn't even know this was a thing until they put out the last Airbender avatar in the store. I'm like, wait, you serious? Okay, this is just a texture pack, I imagine, right? No, you can actually bend, airbend, waterbend, earthbend, firebend. I'm like, what? You're kidding me? This is a mod you can pay for? Hello? Like, I think they had other things before, like dragons and stuff like that, but I thought it was like fake and whatnot. I was like, oh, whatever. Like there's just a bunch of texture packs. You have to pay for skins now. I'm just like, you gotta pay for skins? There's no way in hell I'm playing this no more.
Okay, so I found free mods already. If you look at GameBanana.com.
Are they still like on the latest version of Minecraft?
That I'm unsure.
Give me a number.
Zoom in. Don't mind me my stupidity. You guys can go on.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember playing mods back then was super fun. There were so many creative mods you can get back then. Like my favorite being the Pixel Craft. There was Pokemon in Minecraft, and there was an early version of it where you'll fight against mobs, like other zombies and creepers with your Pokemon, so you don't actually fight yourself. And it was just
cool.
It was cool, and they look stupid and funny. Like if you just see like 3 blocks, and that's somehow Squirtle.
What?
There's a new Pokemon mod, and like it just doesn't have the same vibe to it. It's sick though. It has every single Pokemon fully like renderized. It's the 3D models of all the Pokemon, and you can battle other players, get craft Pokeballs and whatnot. And that's just a sick mod in general that I played hours and hours and hours on like as a child, and I think they're still updating it to this day. I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm sorry, I keep derailing everywhere.
Nah, you're good.
Okay, let me wind it back to when I was in elementary playing Minecraft. I convinced my little cousin to play with me. I had a lot of fond memories. Do you guys remember there's a phase of video game era where we get figures in order to play as playable characters?
Spyro had a series, Amiibos.
Skylanders? Yeah.
Skylanders.
Yes.
That was a fat ass childhood memory with my little cousin. I love that so much to heart. We always get our own, like, okay, I get this one, you get that one.
Skylanders was fun.
Another one, but it didn't really click for me, was the Disney one with all the superheroes and all the movies. Infinite, yeah, that's what it was. It was a shame that died off because it was a cool concept, and they kind of could have done the same with Amiibos. They almost were kind of doing it in the Amiibos. I feel like Amiibos like the last breath of those figure era in gaming. But I feel like innovation wise, that was, as a child, that was like the best thing ever. But I think the parents were not happy about the price tags of those figures.
Yeah. Amiibos itself is stupid as well with the prices.
Oh no,
And
seriously.
collecting them as well.
No, seriously. But yeah, I had a lot of, so I didn't play online for majority of my childhood. I would play split screen every single day, having my old friends over, just playing split screen on whatever had it. And even when it didn't have it, we had fun dicking around. Like seriously, the amount of like comedic stuff with your child brain you can do, the glitches you discover, and you won't be mad about it. You'll find it just absolutely hilarious with your friend next to you. But yeah, so let me see. So I'm trying to think. So PS3 era, I did not get many fun memories of. My Modern Warfare 3 era was funny. Oh, wait. I forgot. There was one game on the PS3. Do you guys remember Gotham Imposters?
Yes. We've talked about this in the past.
You have?
We've had many like different interactions because I was in the 360 era. He was in the PS3. 360 as well. But like playing it was just the weirdest experience.
I gotta tell you, if you played on the PS3 of Gotham Imposters, you were probably absolutely wrecked by me. As a child, I was never off the top of the leaderboard. I was wrecking like insane. I remember I didn't have Call of Duty, so this rated T game, I was all over that, man.
Oh, yeah. Gotham City Imposters, that was such a very fun game.
It's a fever dream of a game.
It was such a fun game because you had the bats versus the jokers. You had your body classes. If you were big, you would do a lot of damage, but you were slow. If you were small and thin, then you'd be a lot faster, but you would die quicker. So you would always go in with the one in between, or depending on your play style, whether you'll go big or whether you'll go small. And then, of course, the weapons, the attachments, and some of the gadgets that you would have. on either side. It just made it for such a really fun
It
experience.
was so fun.
So
the amount of
available. I love
creativity you can have on that was
Like, it was a
great.
stupid fun game. It was definitely well worth playing during that era. It's unfortunate that now it doesn't exist. I think now it became a free to play game because the online was dying. It was trying to rally more people to come back.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Yeah, but
That sucks so badly because they had so much going for it. I was like waiting on like, when's the new map coming? When is there going to be a new map? When is there going to be a new weapon? When is there going to be literally anything?
yeah, because with that game, I feel like they could have went even further with it. Like, yeah, bats, jokers. Maybe you could introduce Penguin. You could introduce Mr.
Right.
Freeze and some of these other character factions that you could have had with Gotham City Imposters. You could have, like, I don't know, maybe a team of Robins, a team of Batgirl, a team of Harley Quinn, and just scale it either higher and further. But unfortunately, Gotham City Imposters is no longer exists.
It
Sadly
sucks so much.
does. Like, very few people will play it. I think less than like 3 or 4 people.
The ones on this table right now.
I'm gonna do some research
I
in the
would-
meantime.
I mean, I could try to look it up on the PS3, like boot up my PS3 and
More on PC.
yeah, on PC you're bound to find maybe a few people. But I'll
thought
try
they
my best on console.
Oh, I absolutely loved it. I don't know. As a child with having much free time, I was decimated. I think I know you guys mentioned that I missed out the trash talking era.
Yeah.
I missed out on even more because like I was wrecking so many people and these people were just annoying me and ruined my concentration, so I would just mute them. I'll mute the entire lobby. Yeah, I was just even more NL. But there was a moments where I did enjoy a few trash talking moments when I played with like a friend or two on the game, and then I was like, haha, get wrecked.
Oh wow, it's been available in the Steam store.
Yeah, that's shut down. I wouldn't doubt for a second.
Damn.
They'll be even
Good to know. It came out.
It's such a shame.
Did you play any fighters on the PS3 Xbox 360 era or no?
Oh, okay. I got an entire. I was a filthy casual throughout the entirety of fighting games. I played such random fighting games with no connection to anyone whatsoever. I remember. So let's see. Actually, it started off. Okay, so this is flash. Like I was going into middle school and I moved away from my first house I was born in, and so I had a neighbor, right? I guess this is where I'm going to talk about how I got into my fighting game phase,
Nice.
because that's definitely a huge phase even to this day. So I had a neighbor, right, and like we were literally right next to each other, same exact house, like living right here, right there, and our grandmothers would talk to each other over the backyard and the front yard, and be like, oh yeah, yo tengo un muchacho, se juega hace mucho huevos. Ah sí, yo también. And they just both of them playing, they both saying like, oh yeah, we both have like grandkids playing video games, so they're like, oh yeah, why won't we hook them up with a little play date? I'm like just like, okay, sure. Like little kid interaction, hey, what's up, let's play video games together. And it's funny because we're both similar age. I think he's just 1 year younger than me. And it was funny because he had an older brother that he'll play Call of Duty with like every day and all the time. And that's my introduction to Black Ops, the first one.
Nice.
Because remember, I was still at the age where I could not play Red Dead games. So if I was going to play Red Dead games, it's either got to be secretly downloaded with some random money just splurged off the dark web, or like those generators you see, those that give viruses. Those don't work. Don't try them ever before. That's probably what attributed to my blue screen of death.
We didn't
It
hear.
was worth a try, to say the least. But yeah, so we play on the PS3, and he was showing me Black Ops and whatnot, and I'm like, hey, that's cool. And he would only play with his brother, and then sometimes by himself. And I'm like, hey, why not? Let's play this on our own. And I have my own PS3 controller. We can start playing split screen. And I was like, okay, that's sick. And we played Black Ops, got murked online. I was like, yeah, Black Ops is fun, I guess. he was better than me by miles. Of course, I never played Call of Duty, so like it was a new experience to me. I only played Modern Warfare 3 and was all right at it. You get me getting 0.5 KD, so there's nothing to write home about. And Black Ops is carried over. Even though I played Gotham City Imposters, there's so much movement in Gotham City Imposters that I love to come, and also just the slower pace in Black Ops that I wasn't used to. But moving past that, eventually I realized, hey, you don't have your own account because you'll just play off his brother's with his own last name and whatnot. And I'm like, no, because like, what's the point of that? Like, I mean, if you have your own account, you can, feel like it's more you. Like, and I was like, oh, you have a point. So we'll go on, and this is a funny story on its own. Like, I went through his whole creation phase of his username. I'm not sure if you ever had anyone with you to create an account with anyone and just be born with a tag. But it was funny because we're just little kids, right? So we're like, all right, let's make a cool username. I want to have killer in it. You would just type in killer, name taken. I'm like, shoot.
Felt that.
And then we're like, bro, why can't we get the name? I don't know. It's killer. Why? It doesn't work. It's taken too. I'm like, please, PLZ. It was like, shoot, it's also taken. Throw 7 in there. 7. That's the name. Killer Why Please 7 was made.
Why Please 7.
I'm gonna share this with him. I think he still has that tag to this day. But it's just a funny thing being an influence on someone's tag like that. I'm not sure if he changed it or what. I might shoot out a message to him. But yeah, so that's when he created his own name for online, and we just started having fun, having our own games and on our own account and whatnot. And we played. Remember, I was playing a ton of split screen back then. This amplified it even further. Every weekend, every now and then, on a weekday, I would go over to his house, not my house, because I was stuck on a crusty PS2. It was at a weird time where my PS3 would get taken away or given back to, or just don't have a PS3 almost for like 6 months.
Oof.
Yeah, since I got a Hispanic household and they were not fond of me playing video games, I would get grounded a lot. It will be attributed from video games. It could be attributed from my slight change in attitude. It will be attributed because I didn't want to eat my dinner.
Right.
And the time varies in length. They would just give it to me whenever they feel like it. So I would have maybe like from the earliest being 3 days to the longest being a year or 2.
God damn.
With just pixels of where I will see it here and there throughout that years and whatnot. Funny story. I kid you not, I'll get grounded over everything. Just funniest example I can think of was how I was just playing online with my friends, and then I was rushing to the kitchen to grab water and whatnot, and my mom was like asking me something. It was like, oh yeah, I took care of it, bro. Like out of habit from talking to my bros. And what did you just call me?
No, you called your mom, bro.
Oh no.
That went like a crazy spiraling down where I had to run to my bedroom and be like, oh no guys, sorry, I'll talk to you guys later, okay, bye. And then my mom was just like, I'm taking all this shit away. Sorry. So yeah, that vanished for a long time just because I called her bro.
That's funny.
That's awkward.
To all the young Hispanic ones, don't ever call your Hispanic strict parents bro or anything different otherwise. They will not take it for a second. So yeah, I tried convincing her. It's just I was just playing off, it's just a name, bro. Like, of course you're my mother, mommy. Like, sorry. Come on.
The heat of the moment.
Yeah, it was the heat of the moment. Like, I was just rushing to get water, and then you talked to me on something. I was like, oh yeah, I got that, bro. It wasn't even something offensive. It's just the fact that I said bro is just what went her swinging. But yeah, it was funny because you can ask my closest friends. They'll be like, yeah, you were gone for ever. My escape would be going to my friend's house. This also attributed me to playing a lot of split screen as a kid. My getaway in order to play video games, I would need to go to a friend's house every single time in order to play video games.
Yeah, because your friends would have for most cases, they would have like the better console. Like if you were a console generation behind, they would be one up because they probably had older brothers or sisters that would be able to get the latest and greatest consoles at the time. I had to do that too with some of my friends where.
Yeah,
Some of them had the Xbox 360 and they're playing Halo 3 every fucking week, and I'm still stuck with the PS2. So I said, all right, I'm just
literally
going
me.
over to my friend's house and I'm going to spend maybe the next 10, 12 hours there, just playing Halo 3. Why not? You had to, because as much as you want a game and you want to game on like some of the new stuff until you get older and then you're able to purchase it yourself, you got to go to your friend's house or someone's house, befriend them first, and then of course, hey, let me come on over. Let me, let's run some games because I don't got this at my house.
Another
Why
fun.
is not? And they'll ask you why you don't have it. Well, because I have strict parents.
Exactly. Another funny story. Since I had strict parents, and also again they would not let me play video games. So that means that will also contribute them to not buying it either for majority cases until I beg them or get a surprisingly good grade. So here's my strategy, right? Here's my strat. So my family is completely not against me going out and doing whatever, right? As attributed to how I go to a friend's house all the time. When I go to, in my middle school part, I would go to the movies all the time, right? They gave me a quick $20 for a ticket and a drink, and then I would use that for the most coins on the movie, right? But then there's some cases where I'm like, hey, Mom, can I go to the movies real quick? All right, sweet. Can I get the $20? All right, thanks. I would then go from walking all the way from the movie theater where they dropped us off to GameStop.
Nice.
Power to the players.
And it was just like down repeat. And then when $20 was not enough for a game, we would just dick around and close to the movie theater, go to a dollar store and like buy something, or try and sneak in sometimes in the movie theaters to catch a quick movie here and there, or just don't buy any food or drinks.
Yeah.
Another strat of ours was just to go to the dollar store that was right next to the movie theater and just pocket drinks. Funny story of that. Like I would pocket a drink from the movie theater and I would go walking in and we would pack a ton of snacks because movie theaters are so expensive, as we all know.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
It's a whole robbery.
I worked there and I know. I worked at a movie theater and I was like, this is ridiculous. You're telling me $5 for a candy when it's a $1, the same size? Nah. So anyways, I would get it. I would stack all the drinks and food into our pockets and whatnot. And when a drink doesn't fit in the pocket, it would just go inside my pants, right? We'll go in, give the ticket person the ticket, and then my bottle of soda will start to flow down my pants. And then one time I just was, as I walk, you just see the bottle go zoom, straight across the middle of the lobby.
That's awkward.
In front of the ticket person. But yeah, that was a funny moment. They were just like, that was funny, you can go through.
At least they're valid.
Going back onto the topic of video games and whatnot. So back on the username Killer White Please 7, and back to my fighting game era. I'm sorry, I keep getting derailed. We would then go ahead and start just playing all the games that his brother would have that he would play with. And since split screen was a huge major factor, we always focus and trend towards that. And one of those games outside of Call of Duty was my first fighting game, Mortal Kombat 9.
Oof.
How many times do I have to say it? The best one. The best one.
Of course.
That game was very fun, and we were button mashing, but like as we figured effective button mashing methods,
Button mashing.
That's the first I've ever heard.
as a child, we would not go to move lists. Whenever we fight against each other, we would take too long looking at the moves list, not knowing what does what, and trying things out. We would not go into training mode for anything. So it would be like, no, that's cheating. Let's just play. And every time, oh, but hold on, there's this one move. Hold on, you only got 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Now let's play. And so like my main was it was at first Scorpion. I love playing Scorpion, as generic as it was. I also, this is where I got a hint of like my theme in mains being weird. I'll play what was his name? Nightwolf? Was it Nightwolf?
That's a
These are
random one.
Exactly, that is random.
Not at least in MK9. There were a fair amount of people that did play Nightwolf, but
Yeah.
not that many. There were actually more Scorpions. And
Yeah.
Scorpion was an asshole in MK9.
Scorpion.
Oh yeah, teleporting. I used that.
That guy was an asshole.
But yeah, I was because I found it fun that he had a spirit bow and a hatchet. I don't know, that just intrigued me a lot. I was obsessed with bow and arrows, so that's why I kind of had an interest in Nightwolf. And then my friend would play Noob Sidebot for the majority of the case and spam football tackle on me.
Nah.
that was my main right there. Noob.
That low. Is it a low or unblockable? I think it's a low.
Yeah, I could not jump over that. I was stuck, got grounded. I dash blocking. What was that?
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
And Noob.
I was getting eaten up by that. Eventually, I would learn better, but I was still getting absolutely wrecked. So I was telling him to limit that, please, or I would just pick a character that like Scorpion's teleport and whatnot to get around that.
I ended up so with that because I did play against several noobs as well. Not noob, but like
Yeah, I
noob
gotcha.
Cybot. And the best way to counter that was that one like teleport move that you just like you kind of jump in the air, you come from the ground, you grab him, you just like if you played MK, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know.
That
Such
shit
a
was
nerd.
That
fun.
teleport grab.
That teleport
Yes.
grab,
Yes,
bro.
yes.
Fuck you, man. As soon as I got you there, that's it. You were fucking done. That was like, all right, you want to spam and be a little bitch? I got you.
Yeah, as a child, spamming was our way of life.
Yeah.
And it was just all fun. We would play through the campaign. We'll play random characters all the time. And then my neighbor would have a cool sister, and she'll play with us too. And it was just a lot of fun playing Mortal Kombat 9 in general. We never got tired of it.
I do got one question. Did you experience any online
No.
toxic? Wow, that's a first.
No, I'm like I said, I was a filthy casual. Didn't play any online. Online was rare for me. I was pure split screen with
He
other
dodged the
friends.
Oh yeah, you dodged a
My-
major bullet because Mortal Kombat Online,
That
Mortal
shit
Kombat
was-
9 Online was so toxic.
Like tag team was a mistake because you just
Yeah,
got stuck in
tag team. Yeah, tag team was not only a mistake.
Tag
but
team
it-
was so fun as a
broken.
casual.
a happy accident.
Why would you play that online? Like I'm only picturing that now. Why would you do that to yourself?
I
Yes,
did.
you can.
I did. It's the reason why I stopped fucking playing fighter games like online. Because that game is responsible for that.
The level of toxicity you experienced in
It was bad.
It was bad, but it was also good. It was fun.
It was necessary.
It's extremely
Yes.
humbling.
Yes, because when you have someone talking shit and they think that they could beat you, and then you perfect them twice, they just rage quit and leave, and you're like, wait, wow, they left. This is before quitality became a thing. They would just
The
Out.
brutality.
and then they would message you back later if you were on the PS3s, cursing you out, saying that all you keep doing is the same move, and you're just like, well, learn how to block then.
Xbox, you got the voice messages.
Yeah, Xbox, you got the voice message.
Oh, yeah.
I think if I log back in my account, I'm sure I could find some. I think I know what I'm doing later.
Oh, you know, a random thing. Sorry, I'm getting a bit derailed here. Do you guys ever know CS:GO was on console?
What?
It was on console.
Are you talking about like PlayStation 3-ish?
Yeah, PlayStation
You're
3.
joking.
I'm not lying.
I gotta look this up. I did not
You
know this.
Counter Strike was on console, and I played the shit out of that. I played Arms Race, and I would make. Oh my god! I used to have a YouTube channel, and it was so funny. It was just me dicking around playing CS:GO on PS3, and showing off my Team Fortress 2 Scout cosplay, and with a paper mache headphone, with a cotton ball
Oh, wow.
at the tip of it.
It's funny.
Son of a gun.
There was no updates for that, so whatever release version with CS:GO there was, that's what it was.
Learned something new today.
I think like the actual normal like unranked game mode was dead, but it was all arms race.
Bring back gaming cyberbullying? Yes. I absolutely agree.
One of the reviewers, that gave me a good chuckle. Soto.
I see my best friend Kuro the Maggot on there. Hold up, let me cook. Shout out to him. Yeah, don't let me cook.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm
you
cooking. He
gotta
ain't
be-
cooking anything.
Yeah, you definitely got some people watching.
All right. So, out of your gaming origin story that you have shared with us, I would like to know what were your favorite games from each of the generations
Oh, that's funny.
that you played in.
Oh, it's funny because I've been jumping around so much. Hands down, my favorite I mentioned already, PS2, Battlefront 2. Love that game. And you know what? I'll throw in a bonus on that. PSP, Star Wars Battlefront Rogue Squadron. Ooh. That was such a good game.
You're the first to say that.
Bro, oh my God.
Holy smoke.
PSP is so underrated. I think someone else said that before in a podcast.
Yeah, like
They need to bring it back.
I don't think they can.
Oh my God. They butchered the PS Vita so hard.
yeah, they did. And
They tried.
Yeah, they tried and they stopped supporting it. And to me, I think I've said this in earlier podcasts that they should have brought it back earlier. They should have brought the PS Vita earlier instead of releasing the PSP Go, which was the one PSP where it slides up and it was
That was so sick. I wanted that.
it had built-in storage. It had internal storage, and it was also the first PlayStation portable, first PSP that had Bluetooth. So if you had Bluetooth headphones, you could connect right to it. I felt like they should have released the PS Vita instead of the PSP Go because the PSP alone was already good.
Yeah, they didn't need to. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
That's
so
basically.
they wanted to make a smaller, slimmer version with it. I mean, of course, it's traditional with PlayStation products.
Right.
It came in 09. Jesus.
Yeah, and
That's definitely bound to fail within that time.
yeah, and the PS Vita, like when it came out, it had such a strong start because it was the one thing to compete against Nintendo with the DS, the DSi, and then of course eventually the 3DS. And PlayStation just stopped supporting it because they just want to put more focus on the PS4. They're not making a lot of sales on the PlayStation Vita, but it's also on them because they're not the ones pushing it. You're not pushing it. You're not marketing it.
Game commercials or anything.
And then, of course, for development time, you don't want your developers to focus on the PS Vita. You want them to focus on the PS4 and beyond.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why the
Overpriced
PlayStation.
online right now. They're like $220 to buy one.
What,
A
the
Vita?
PSP Go.
PSP Go.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Isn't
Is it brand new or
No,
used?
Used.
could you put the cartridges into the PSP Go?
No.
It was only digital. Then why would you buy that?
Yeah.
Could you even like hack that? Like
Yeah, at that point, it's like you have to hack that.
Yeah.
You could put expandable storage, but as far as like putting the the UMD disc inside the PSP, which was a very unique feature, but I
cool.
guess due to development cost and whatnot, they don't want to go with that, so they just said like screw that.
do you guys remember the innovation they tried doing by putting a PSP camera, like an attachment that you put on top of the PSP?
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that.
That was my camera. I'll take that around with me and I'll take pictures. I went on an Everglades trip in elementary and I would take pictures of an alligator and I'll have that as my wallpaper.
You gotta find, if you still have it, that'd be cool if you could find a way to upload this. This throws a weird, different perspective. It's like the Nintendo camera all over again.
Yeah, I think I still have my PS Vita, which still has that camera where you can take pictures with and whatnot.
Oh no, but the PSP was such a funny thing. I remember they tried integrating that camera in certain games, like I think it was called Invisible Monsters, Invisible something, and it was an AR game. And that was, I think, bro, I don't even know what was AR games in like mainstream media.
There weren't many.
There wasn't, right? And Invisible Monster, like it was Invisible something, I don't remember, but it was on the original PSP, only workable with the attachment. And I had a lot of fun on that. Like you'll capture monsters and then you'll literally get a card and slap it on top of the monster. It was a fun, innovative idea, bound to fail, but I think that's it.
Invisimals?
Yeah, that's it.
Huh.
That's actually it right there.
I've actually never heard of this game. That's like
I miss the Vita. But more so the PSP because that was revolutionary during its time. Because you had Nintendo with the Game Boy and then boom, PlayStation comes out with this portable entertainment system. This was way back before smartphones, way back before when most people would have like MP3 players, CD players, carrying them on the go. And then boom, you have this entertainment console where not only you can play games, but you can also watch movies on. You can also, listen to music on it. So just like, and of course, you have your photos. like it had everything. It was like all in one. It was just carry it on the go before phones became an actual thing.
I'll find my iPod Shuffle later.
You know, funny thing, like you remember like how they tried putting like movies and TV shows on the Game Boy?
Yeah,
I had that some of those. I had like Kids Next Door and stuff
I
like
had
that.
Pokemon actually.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, man, that was an interesting time during gaming where they wanted to provide also entertainment value
Right.
to the gaming section
They
as
managed
well.
to fit 2 episodes of Pokemon into a cartridge. Still messes with my head to this day.
That's so true. They also had the Kid Next Door one, and it had I think it had one of my favorite episodes of Kid Next Door, the one where they had the pizza box and going through different dimensions each of them. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Was it
I
like
remember that.
Yeah, and then they had a Goku, like a Super Saiyan with number 4, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
the key episodes are.
I didn't know what Dragon Ball was, but I love that part so much.
It's like, why is his hair so freaking long? You're like, oh, this is Goku.
Best part of the PSP was just being able to take it to school.
Yes.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorite memories of that.
PS Vita, I would just be dicking around on my playing Persona 3 Portable on all day, every day in high school during that. It was so great. I wish we can bring back more modern, like more smaller than the Switch, you know, literally like we said, bring back the PS Vita in like a healthy manner. But yeah, all right, to wind it back to my favorite game, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Do you guys remember how much content was packed in that game?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was insane. You can go. It was the first game where you can literally just go from the ground to the sky and destroy the starship there. I'm like, and then you can just go back down and fight on the ground. Why has no one done this? Why is it so hard? Why is it limited? Not even the newest Star Wars game has
No,
that.
Battlefront does not have it.
Oh,
you
no.
have to like.
How?
You have to use points just to get on a ship, or the option to have availability for the ship, because it's a 50 versus 50.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any sky battles with a 50v50. You can easily fit sky battles like
Yeah.
up there. Like add another win condition, you know?
Being lazy at that point.
I blame EA for the most part because I think DICE is really good with making their games.
Oh, I agree.
Of course, EA can never fail.
It's in the game.
Yeah.
Sports, technically.
So if we were to move on to my next game, I remember on the GameCube, one of my favorite games was Nicktoons.
Ooh.
Right? Do you guys remember Nicktoons?
Yes.
No.
I do.
So basically, you would get your crossover of Danny Phantom, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, and SpongeBob. And they had multiple games like that where they would do major crossovers, and then it was a really fun like platformer adventure game and whatnot.
Oh my gosh, you're bringing back a flashback. I was playing this on the PS2 actually.
Yeah, right. It was on GameCube and PS2. And it could be more from what I know.
But yeah, you had a crossover where each character had a different ability. You had to go to the dimensions of those specific worlds, like Danny Phantoms. You had to go to Bikini Bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever cities, Fairly Odd Parents.
It was sick. Crossovers were my favorite thing as a
That
child.
kind of reminds me. Did you guys ever play the SpongeBob movie game?
Yes.
Yes, that game was so
Bro.
good.
Normally, like games based off movies and vice versa,
They would suck.
they would suck. But that game,
I played on the Xbox.
God,
That
I
game
played
was
on PS2. PS2.
I also played that on the PS2.
That game was insane
that
with
movie
the
was
amount
so
of
good.
content that it had.
That movie was good, and I watched it bootlegged.
I love that movie.
Same.
The game, brother. The game just.
I was born in New York around this time, so it was bound to happen.
But my
the game-
Hispanics, we had like literally, we'll have a Hispanic friend or whatever just give infinites of bootlegs. We don't buy movies.
Oh, yeah.
We get them bootleg and we just watch those people walk in front of the screen in the movie theater. And,
Yeah, literally.
oh my god, I had so many bootlegs. It was hilarious.
So we have GameCube.
It was GameCube. Okay, original Xbox. I remember one original Xbox, another Star Wars game because I'm a big Star Wars nerd.
Was it? I forgot.
Yeah.
Knights of the Republic. No, it wasn't that.
I wish. No, I was not. I'm playing Knights of the Republic now. I love that game now. It was one where it's just pure vehicles, all vehicles. Not sure if you guys know it. Probably not. I'm not sure.
It's bothering me because I know there's a Star Wars game, but there was like a lot of vehicles, and then there's times where you go out playing as a Jedi.
Right, but for the majority, like 90% of the campaign was just vehicles. You would play in a tank. You would not play in a like any flight. It would just be on a tank, on a speed scooter, on another tank. It would just be like every single vehicle, and you would complete objectives with that. I don't remember the name of that game.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was not the Clone Wars. I forgot what it was. It could be the Clone Wars, but they have so many names after the Clone Wars. But yeah, that was just my favorite original Xbox game. Another one was I remember playing it with my biological father. I think it was the first or second Halo. That's another good game. I only played it at his house, which was a very rare time. But again, another split screen experience that I loved. And looking back on it, was so funny and seeing how far apart you can be, and just shooting these aliens. But of course, I didn't get much of that, so that's why I say that random Star Wars vehicle game. It was funny having to play through every single vehicle in the Star Wars universe that wasn't a starship. Let's see. Moving past Xbox. The Wii. Okay, now the Wii, I got two of my favorites. One of them was Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one was a fun one. I never beat it.
Good game.
I have a friend that will literally annoy me because he knows I restarted that game 20 billion times. Like, I really want to finish the game. I never finished it. To this day, I still haven't finished it. But like, I talk about playing it and restarting it, and I just never finished. It was funny. Skyward Sword was great. That game was impressive for the Switch. Though, to be fair, it was annoying with the motion controls, with the gimmicks that the Wii has. But it was fun to see the universe in Zelda in that game. It was cool. It was really pretty. And then another one was, I don't know if anyone, I feel like people call me crazy for this one. I feel like no one's played it. Pokemon Battle Revolution. Do you guys remember that?
No.
Revolution.
Again, no one knows.
Was it on? It's on Wii, right?
It was Gen 4. It was on the Wii. It was literally the best graphical. It was just like Battle Coliseum for that's it.
Oh yeah, it's like Coliseum, but
It was just Battle Simulator before Pokemon on Battle Online was a thing.
I knew about it.
It was so pretty. The visuals in that game were astonishing. The only downside was that you needed to import your Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl in order to play with the ones you want, which sucked. But the graphics made up for it so much. It was so fun to play, just seeing the graphics on that game. It was so pretty.
Oh yeah.
I get so sad seeing Pokemon in its current state as it is. Well, now it improved with Sword and Shield besides the optimization. Not Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, that game, you would never get anything.
It straight up reminds me
it
of
is.
Stadium
Yes,
Coliseum.
it is. This one doesn't have any story or campaign.
It's just straight up Pokemon battles.
Yeah, straight up Pokemon battles. That was what it was. But it was just so pretty. It was the most graphical game ever to be on the Wii's presence. And yeah, so from that, let's see. Now on the PS3, it was Gotham City Imposters. Hands down, that I put too many hours in that game. Loved it to this day. Another one would be like what I'm fond of the most was Mortal Kombat 9 with the memories it brought. That was fun. And then for Xbox 360, now that was my social phase. That I was being the most social, and that's where I was finally exposed to talking trash online. I'm always late to the game when it comes to this, but I was on that, and the Xbox 360, PCs were not. This is when like Minecraft was starting to grow as a trend, and then Xbox was the only one with Minecraft on it. So I had a lot of hours dumped with my best friends building a ton of random things on the Xbox 360 Minecraft. And what was the multiplayer game I played the most? You know, we played a ton of random games multiplayer that I can't remember. But it was majority Minecraft. And just digging around in Minecraft. And there was one random game, another random obscure game, Special Team Force.
Special Team Force.
It was a multiplayer third-person shooter. And it had a Special Team Force X something. I don't even know if it'll come up on Google search with that name. I played that a ton on the Xbox 360. And another game I have on it, which was involving fighting games, was the original Mortal Kombat Collection 1 to 3.
Oh, the
I have
trilogy.
that.
Ultimate Trilogy.
I also played Mass Effect 3 on there as well. I didn't play 1 and 2, but it was during the late cycle, the Xbox 360, but I enjoyed playing Mass Effect 3 a lot. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, the multiplayer in that game.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good, right?
No.
I had fun playing the co-op, but then it did get boring quick, but I was a sci-fi nerd, and I love that game.
Okay. All right. So, moving on to our next topic. What are your current thoughts on the state of gaming?
All right, so this one I'll put a unique spin to. I agree with everyone, and I will share thoughts. Everything's undercooked. Everything is rightfully so. It's not the same as the content filled we had back then with these games. But here's my own twist on my current state of gaming today. You guys need to stop hating so much. There's so much hate.
Hell no, because they don't give us what we want.
Okay. Let me rephrase it. This deserves hate. That deserves hate. Undercooked games? No. Hate that, right? But I'm talking about just liking just random games or just liking random things and then like, oh, I don't like that. Screw that. Nope. That game's trash. You never hear, whenever you were to talk about a video game, like you'll be like, oh yeah, this and that. But then there's always someone that's just gotta talk bad, like no matter what.
Yeah, but that's inevitable.
That's inevitable. I'm aware.
Art is very subjective.
Yeah. It's those players that just like to nitpick at small things that are really, really not that serious. Like a perfect example, and I know most of us have already heard about it, seen it. Street Fighter 6 Cammy trailer.
Oh,
People talking about like negatively about her, about the way how she looks and whatnot. I'm just like, dude, everybody has changed. Like most of the characters that you've grown up with have shown that they're aging.
Yeah,
So-
the game needs to change. Like
Yeah.
you can't keep it looking the same as it was back in when it first came out
Yeah, like Cammy has been looking the same since
for ages.
for ages. Exactly. Like you
yeah.
look
It's
at
their iconic look.
Street Fighter 5 looks the same. Street Fighter 4 looks the same.
Even
Street
Third Strike.
Third Strike looks the same. So Street Fighter 6, she looks a bit different. Ryu looks different. You look at Ryu, he's almost looking like Goken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken showing age. Chun-Li. Granted, she looks about the same, but you can see the aging. Like some of the characters that we've grown up with, that we've loved throughout the years, their appearance has changed just to show that hey, they're aging. It's the kind of same way as some of the other games. Like you look at God of War, Kratos looks different
Yeah.
from God of War 1 to Ragnarok. He looks different. Devil May Cry from number 1 to 5. Dante looks different. Another great example is Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War.
Oh my God,
That man is
that's the emotional one, bro. You did not need to go there.
Your characters
Yeah.
that you've loved since day one, and up until now, they are growing old. They're showing age, but you could still love them. And here you have new characters that are pretty much going to be the ones that are gonna, hey, we're gonna pass the torch to this new generation. You want to do that. So when I saw those comments of people nitpicking about Cammy's outfit, I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with her outfit. She looks good.
My girlfriend got me the same. I literally had this same Twitter argument in person with my girlfriend.
What
She loves the Cammy leotard so much, and then her opinion, and I quote, "She looks like a Jim Karen MILF mom." Now it's Street Fighter 6.
I agree with the MILF mom, not the Jim Karen though.
but like everyone lost their mind. When
Like-
she just stretched.
Yes, bro. Fuck, man.
I'm just like-
that was my deciding factor. I'm getting this fucking game. I need to see that.
People went off because of a stretch. That's how you know we're one, either down bad, or two, we respect the character, the looks, and
I
even the
think
interaction.
motherfuckers are just down bad.
You can't
yeah.
have characters stretching. Have you seen Jacko? Every single fan art, that's the pose.
You're right.
I'm down bad. That's why I'm getting that game and maining Cammy.
For like the people that are just complaining about it, you need to stretch and hit the gym. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro. shit.
But yeah, just like she looks like someone that would just come out of the gym taking a selfie with her like poker in the duck face and just drinking her veggie filled smoothies.
And, people have complained about Lily, who's a newer character.
Yeah.
Which one? Oh, that's the
The one
that,
with the war
that-
clubs.
I saw.
They complained?
Yeah, I saw. Really?
I haven't heard of this.
I have not.
Some people have complained about her looks, her alterations, because I think she's. I'm not. You guys can correct.
She's
me on-
brand new.
Oh,
Yeah.
she had a different color, no?
Yeah, she's like based off of T-Hawk a little bit, but
Yeah.
not too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I can see the resemblance between T-Hawk and her, so I'm not knocking it because hey, she's a new character.
You know, now that you brought that up, I think I noticed in the leaks she's the only character to have a different appearance so far.
Yes.
She had instead of like she I remember in the leak she had a green poncho, and this one she had it like T-Hawk color of like light blue and white, and I thought that was sick. Like I'm
Yeah. Then there's people that talked about Marissa and Manon. Like everyone's like nitpicking on certain characters and how they look and how they sound, but a lot of people show a lot of gratitude and love. They're like diversity at its finest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like I know it's inevitable, but sometimes you just need to all shut up, let people enjoy things. Like if you have a bad opinion, voice your opinion on a separate part, not on the same part where someone's enjoying something. It's always a reply to. It's never their own tweet. Sometimes it's their own tweet, but like it's just so much. Like you don't hear like appraisal under replies. Sometimes you'll just see hate.
There's
That's
a
online
whole-
nowadays, but you know it's just
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of that even in the Genshin community. Anytime there's a new character coming out, especially since we're in the whole Sumeru arc now in Genshin, you know, everyone needs to be, you know, a darker skin complexion, and these motherfuckers are out here like, oh, they're not dark enough. It's like, motherfucker, it's a fucking game. You know, stop taking it so fucking serious.
I don't like Genshin. Only for one thing, I respect it. Well, I don't respect it. Let me be 100% honest.
That's fine.
The character designs, the open world, loved it. I love it. What the hell is this gacha shit? I hate gacha so much. I hate it. I hate it with a dying
No,
passion.
I know. I hate it too, bro.
Like I understand mobile. Mobile's fine. I respect mobile, but why are you locking content behind characters? I understand it's free to play.
Free to play.
Yeah.
Free to play. It's always, you know, you gotta have monetization, free to play games, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. But no, why are you forcing me to roll a dice on a character that I like? Come on. I would understand rolling a dice on items. I understand rolling a dice on upgrades. I understand a dice on cosmetics. Rolling a dice on entire characters, man.
That's me with Nikkei right now.
That's me with nothing.
I don't have any comments on Nikkei because it's a mobile game and I'm letting mobiles, you know, whatever. It's already Wildfire.
They already
I
have a
don't.
PC version, and I have a good feeling they're gonna go to console.
Oh my goodness.
If they go to console, you already know I'm jumping on that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the weirdest point and clicker I've ever
With Makima and Power.
Oh boy.
It's
Well, you better get them now because they're limited time.
Oh, it's limited. Never
yeah.
mind.
So it's like a one-time thing. Like,
Not
get them
gonna-
now.
I'm sure they'll do it again though.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been roped in with gacha. I hate gacha with a living passion, but I got roped in. And anything that comes up Persona 5, I already have the app downloaded. Anything coming up Persona related, I'm already got the app. They have so many crossovers. It's insane. How do they have a crossover in Nier Automata, like in the Nier game? Like what? My favorite mobile game is the Dead by Daylight kind of
Oh, no.
like game, Identity 5. That's my favorite mobile game, and they have gacha on cosmetics, and Persona 5 was one of them. And I was like, dear Lord, I spent $100. And it sucks because let me go on more on this gacha part. You get their school uniform when you first get it, right? You would then need to roll more in order to get spirits to unlock the rebellious spirit to get their Phantom Thief uniform. And
Oh no.
for every other character besides Joker was like you need 10. You only get 1 for each roll. So for each roll, you only get a single thing. You get 1 spirit. You needed 10 in order to unlock the Phantom Thief uniform.
That's disgusting.
And you want to know how much was to get Joker's Phantom Thief uniform?
$5. So help me for a roll.
Joker's uniform, you needed 50, like rebellious spirit, I think it was, or 25. And every character was 10. And you once again remember you're spending $2 for each box. Consider the mathematical chance that you're getting. Oh yeah, and also when you get the same item, you don't get the spirit. You don't get anything else. You get crappy poopy $1, like one in-game currency to upgrade skills. So it was horrible. I drenched in the game. I'm nice to say that I have 5 of the Phantom Thief uniforms with on Ryuji. I got the Morgana plush. I got the I dumped too much cash onto this game.
So I see you like Persona.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I guess haven't gone to that. I'm a huge Shin Megami Tensei Atlas fan. Not saying I'm not down for criticisms. I have strong criticisms with all the games, and I hate the Persona fandom so much, and the 778 fandom so much. Like, keep me out of them. I hate anime fandom. Like, that's another topic.
I don't blame you whatsoever, bro.
The fandoms suck, bro, so badly. Oh my god. Okay. If we talk about shippers, I'm talking to you all. Stop. Get out of here.
It's been a while.
Like, I understand the 18 ones. Okay, I can slide barely with those. And the Takemi, the nurse, I can't. Emo, goth, nurses, you can't get away with that. You guys
Can't get away.
You can't run away.
Tei Takemi is an S tier waifu. Same with Sadeo Kawakami and Sai Nijima. Those are S tier waifus in Persona 5. You can't go wrong. Can't.
Just like, I know underage, they still got the gross underage thing going on with the people and the adults, but by itself, that character, okay, yeah, that's me right there.
I don't blame you.
I'm sorry, I keep derailing this conversation. What were we just talking about?
Current state of gaming.
Current state of gaming. Yeah.
Current state of gaming. Okay. So
then we'll move on to our next one.
right. So on top of undercooked games and the amount of content they're not filling up, and I share the thoughts with everyone. I also have another thing when it comes to mainstream gaming. Why can't y'all be more open-minded to video games? Why are y'all stuck on the same thing?
Because it works. If it works and it prints them money and it gets them money, then they're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Copy and paste.
Like, COD is like, it's been dying, and you guys are still on that. And the battle royales, like,
Yeah, I think battle royales is slowly on the decline because I think a lot of people are getting tired of them, and it's just not the same because it's like we've had the same formula for a while. It had a good run, but it's like, what's next after this?
funny thing, with Fortnite, before it became Battle Royale, I was so hyped when they revealed that game, Fortnite. I was like, oh my god, because I love playing multiplayer games with my best friends and whatnot. And the fact that you can build and craft and then have zombies, like, these kids nowadays know about the actual paid content?
I guarantee you they do not.
Like, the actual, what was supposed to be a Fortnite, it was so hilarious how they derailed from that entirely.
Yeah. They completely forgot about it. But I will say, like I haven't played Fortnite in ages, but every time I look at it and how different it is from when I played it, I'm always enticed to go back to it. It's like, damn, like, this game has evolved so much. Like, it still looks fun as hell.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, going back, that's gonna be a
Yeah, going back on it when we were like, oh, they're having a side battle royale mode. That's cool. We're still like, me and my bros are on the main content of the game. You know, we're playing that. We're like, okay, let's take a break from that and play the battle royale. And we had so much fun playing that, and like, it took off so hard, and it became mainstream.
For Epic Games.
I know. I think PUBG was the before that.
Yep.
Yeah.
PUBG was the pioneer.
Yeah, but I think
Battle Royale.
it's just, it didn't bring a wide audience to it because I think it was like specifically more military-esque and realism.
It was also on PC. It was
also on
one that
PC.
was on
It was another
PC.
one.
Then it got introduced to console. Then it got introduced to mobile.
It got introduced to console a little bit late because
Yes.
Fortnite was on console and PC. So that's how Fortnite got its popularity and it took off so quick. due to, even though PUBG was like in the first, they were not available on console, where majority of your gamers are going to be at, especially console gamers. And if you remember, it was free to play
Yes.
on console. So a lot of people who had PlayStation, they didn't need to get PlayStation Plus to play Fortnite. They could just
Xbox.
download the game, have an online connection, you were in. It was so easy for them. So that's how PUBG ended up losing the Battle Royale battle, because of the fact that Fortnite was accessible on so many different platforms.
And then Apex came along.
And then Apex came along,
Warzone,
then Warzone,
But
then
before
no.
Blackout, Call of Duty 4, or
No.
Black Ops.
Yeah, all right. Look, all right. So here's the timeline. PUBG, then Fortnite, then you had H1Z1.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, that one. I
don't
remember
even
that
know
one.
what
I forgot about that.
But I think prior to that was DayZ, because DayZ wasn't a battle royale.
I remember so much
but
of
they went
DayZ.
battle royale. And
Rip in peace.
H1Z1.
Yeah.
Then you had Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout. That was the first one for battle royale for Call of Duty. It was successful, but it wasn't good enough to take down Fortnite, because of the fact that this was a $60 game. It wasn't free to play.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had Apex, which completely changed up everything, where now it was 3v3 instead of 1v1. And of course, you can also resurrect your teammates back. That's how you start to see Fortnite doing the same thing. I was like, hey, Apex is doing something cool.
That looks familiar.
Let's take their idea.
Yeah.
And then Warzone
Warzone.
came out, and that came out during 2020, during the pandemic. So a lot of people were online, and that's how Warzone took off.
Yeah, then there was a niche game called Cyberscape that came out, but I think it died out.
That died so quick.
It was from Ubisoft, and yeah, that was a shit game.
You know, to name another game that also so hot, like, you know, Blood Hunt. Like, why are they still making battle royale games? Like, trying to compete.
Oh, there was Spellbound too.
that
I actually like Spellbound. They tried. They so tried with that one.
Battlefield 5, Firestorm or whatnot.
Jesus.
Their battle royale that they had, which was a disaster.
That's a weird current state of gaming when you see so many people trying to copy the whole battle royale themed itself.
Yeah, because hey, they want to get on the trend, and if people like it, then they'll see success. But I think the top three right now is or currently Fortnite, Warzone, Apex. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, other than that, if you're doing a shooter, focus it on something completely new that'll bring new people in, because as I said earlier, or I think probably you said it, like battle royales are starting to die down, because
Right.
we've enjoyed it for so long. It's like, it's time to move on.
Only the mainstreams are going to stick around. Right now, if you try and making anything else battle royale, it's going to fail now at this point.
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't matter what you try to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, Spellbound was actually innovative, and they could have got something going. I actually like Spellbound.
It had potential. Like, you were
It
able
seriously
to
did.
combine your spells, your projectiles.
It was not gun. It was based on magic, and I was in for that.
I won like 4 of them in a row on Xbox, and then I switched to PC. I got my shit wrecked.
It was definitely harder. It's definitely easier with the verticality and on PC.
Yes.
I struggle with jumping and shooting at the same time in consoles. I'm a bumper shooter in Black Ops 3.
Understood.
All right. So last thoughts on current state of game before we move on to our last 3 topics. Last thoughts.
All right. Let's see. So on the current state of gaming, correct? Yeah. So
Your last thoughts.
my last thoughts on it is just people need to be more open-minded when it comes to video games. I feel like everyone's so tight-minded when it comes to gaming, both mainstream and the more hardcore audience. We would stick to one specific genre, or we would just like one game, hate another game. And I understand games are being underbaked, so there's no helping me say we should change this.
Yeah.
But like, I wish we still had the more like discovery of video games and talking about it with other players and being next to each other. Because I was growing up on a split screen era, always going to people's houses, checking out these games I never heard of. And it was just a lot of fun. Split screen's desolate now. It's gone. Everything's online, and
Yes.
the pandemic wasn't helping that either. And they just outright remove split screen and even the mainstream games that would have it, which is crazy to me. Like, So I just hope they, in the current state of gaming, we try to bring back more of like a community game with smaller multiplayer games. It doesn't have to be massive multiplayer. Another thing that like in the state of game is they're always trying to make a live service multiplayer game. We need to stop that.
That's the
Oh my
thing right now.
goodness.
Yep.
Avengers flopped because of that, and then like, oh my god, no, my goodness, I just remembered something. The Suicide Squad. I'm a superhero fan, so that seeing live action, I mean live service mechanics system in there, I just wanted to cry my balls out. I was like, no, there's no way. And the fact they said this was after the Arkham games 5 years later, you're killing me here.
Hey.
Oh my goodness, I'm not sure if you guys were following the Suicide Squad game.
Yes.
That
It's a single player game that requires an online connection.
The dumbest thing.
That's another.
That is so
That's another thing.
Stupid. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
But the thing is, I don't think you're getting anything exclusive, just skins, which seems meaningless.
Yeah,
You need an
it's also loop based.
Oh no.
It's a shooter. All the characters function the same. If the latest gameplay they shown off, I wanted to cry. None of the characters had individuality. All of them could wield a shotgun, pistol, minigun, or like, a rifle. It was. And what's the point of that shot?
Yes. Point of that shot, and then you have.
They
like,
all fly. They all like go like from the floor here to like the skybox and like out of nowhere. Every single character. It's Harley Quinn, the shark. Why is the shark air dashing?
Damn, that already sounds like a massive flop.
It is.
I wasn't even following the game, but
And
hearing
this
all
is
this
what
shit.
they do with the last voice acting of Kevin Conroy.
It sucks. That's another thing too. That sucks. Like,
I'm glad I remember.
oh my god, it's gonna suck.
Because
I
people
got
are gonna fall for the bait. Go for Kevin Conroy's voice.
I trusted Montreal to make this game. I trusted them so hard. Was it Montreal or was it
Rocksteady.
Rocksteady? My bad. Rocksteady. Montreal was who made Gotham Knights.
Canadians with these kind of things.
Oh my god, because they bring the Arkham games. Why are we changing the formula they were so good at to a shooter? What was this?
So dumb, bro.
No.
Like when game companies try to be like, let's get a little quirky and silly and just change something that we've had.
They're pulling in Avengers.
Yeah, it's like,
But worse.
why?
Yes.
I guess they want to compete with Destiny too, and I'm just like,
Every time I say this, every game is a Destiny killer until they come out and they kill themselves.
Yes.
I respect Destiny. I'm not a fan of it, but I respect it so much.
Destiny, Bungie, I'll say this, Bungie really is they're very flawed, and I've talked about it many times, but they are the blueprint for live service games. They pulled it off very well, and they were really smart because they did it very early on. And this was right after I think the release of Halo 4.
And this is because of the expansions. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you know, they with all the expansions and everything, but they, like, mind you, a lot of trial and error, and I can say this because I've been playing since day one. A lot of trial and error, and you also obviously have to fucking listen to your fans, even though there's a lot of times that they are just completely disconnected from the fan base and they just do whatever the fuck they want. They do shit that no one's asking for, and then they take years to like actually. Oh yeah, remember that question you had in 2015? Yeah, we're gonna do that now.
Last minute.
But Bungie is the blueprint when it comes to live service games, because you know how many Destiny killers I've seen while playing Destiny. I can't even I lost count, dude. There have been so many.
What came first? Was it Borderlands or Destiny?
Borderlands came first.
All right, but they put on the multiplayer tag on, and they ran with it well. No, yeah.
I can't speak too much on Borderlands because I didn't play enough of it. But I always hear that they were like kind of on the same element, at least with like weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's cool. Like I said, but when it comes to live service, Bungie definitely, and they're still going. You know, like
Yeah, they are.
they're still going, and they're gonna keep going because next year there's another DLC coming out.
The expansions, The expansion formula seems to work really good. I noticed this with Final Fantasy 14. That game's still alive due
that's
to
another
their
one.
expansions. I'm like, damn. Imagine actually adding DLC with actual content
That's another
outside
game.
of what was supposed to be in the game to begin with.
Yeah.
Just actual real stuff. Like
Final Fantasy 14. Like, I always hear great things about it because, like, I always hear that has to be the best live service game right now. Even though Bungie, like I said, is technically the blueprint of this stuff. There's just something, at least from what I always hear, that there's something that Final Fantasy 14 does that's way better than what Bungie's doing. But both games are still going strong, and I don't know, like with live service, that's just the thing for now until something else comes around.
No, you're definitely right. And so basically, stop doing it. Stop doing live service games. Please, please, please stop. Why are we doing this? Why? Why?
Just pay for the game and just earn what you can get.
Haven't you seen all the games that have been flopping? Why are you following in their footsteps? Stop it.
Yeah.
They think they could do better.
Don't look at Destiny. Look at Avengers. Look at that.
Yeah.
What's another game that flopped like live service? I think there's so many dead games. Like
Anthem.
Anthem's another one.
Oh my
We don't talk
god.
about Anthem. That was a joke.
Anthem was supposed to be like. There's been many Destiny killers. Anthem was gonna be that Destiny killer, and
The
that
trailer's so
shit.
vibrant, and then when you see the actual game, that's like a what the fuck did I just buy?
I'm
It's a
saying it.
beautiful
yeah.
game
I
too.
foreshadowed it, which is sad.
I'm saying it now. Suicide Squad's gonna die because they're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing.
Suicide Squad for a reason. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That joke.
Oh my god. No, literally. And I'm a huge superhero fan. I love the emphasis of having superpowers and powers in general. That's one of my favorite things in video games.
Oh, yeah.
Infamous is one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Infamous. I love all of them. Those are great games. I played Infamous Super League. I didn't have it on the PS3 back then. I had Infamous 2, and then I played later Infamous 1. But powers in video games and having the freedoms to do anything you like with those powers is the sickest and rawest feeling in the world. And uniqueness when it comes to characters and whatnot. I love when each individual character and each individual classes have their own unique system mechanics and their own traits, their own weaponry, their own sets of armor. Like, I love that to the day I die. And then, why the fuck are we doing this to Suicide Squad? Why are we giving them all guns? Why do they all act the same way? Why do they all play? You can't tell me just because, Boomerang teleports with his. He's not actually flying around. Yeah, do you see how high he flies? You see Harley Quinn just Spider-Man swinging everywhere, shooting at everything she looks at. Deadshot just hovers around in his little jetpack like, hey guys, I'm
it's
shooting.
Like Boba Fett from.
Yeah, he's basically Boba Fett, just floating around with his little jetpack, and that's fine. But why are we having Harley Quinn and the Shark and the Boomerang dude like on the same level as the dude with the jetpack?
That's weird. Cash grab.
It's serious
also
grass grab.
With the current state of gaming, it looks like everyone can just be armed and equipped. Nothing unique, and that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Did I mention like it's loot based, so you get upgrades on your guns and whatnot through loot in a game with a campaign experience.
That's so sad.
Why?
You hate to see it.
You could have just gone with the RPG system mechanics. Don't do loot. Why are we going through loot? I don't want to go back and repeat the same missions over and over and over just to get a better gun and a harder difficulty. What are you doing? With Kevin, like the voice actor of Batman, this is his last game, and this is how you're gonna do him in a dying game.
That's how you know these companies just don't fucking care.
No.
They don't listen.
Not even DC could.
They don't do their homework either. Like, come on, man. What you did so good on the Arkham games. Besides Arkham Knight with the Batmobile, what were you guys thinking of that boss fight? God.
Sounds like a lot of hate.
Definitely.
Yeah, 'cause I'm a huge fan when it comes to unique things, and every character playing the same. Why are you doing this? Avengers, at least, I know Avengers was a live action game, but at least every character had their own unique abilities, at least, sort of. Wow, in Suicide Squad, all the 4 characters are going to be doing the exact same thing, just with a different skin over.
So, all right. Real quick, what are your you had to be there moments?
Okay, I got one. So this goes to Fortnite. This goes to my bro John. He's the only one that was there to experience this. We were playing duos in Fortnite, right? We played so much of Fortnite, we were getting tired of it and whatnot. I was getting bored. I was the last one standing by myself. It was a 1v1 situation. I was inside a house, and where the circle was like a pixel wide. And it's like, I was like, screw it. Hey John, if I get this kill with my feet, you have to suck my dick.
Don't tell, bro.
That's a new one. That's a new one.
And nah, hey, bro.
And don't tell me.
Don't tell me. Please tell me you lost.
Nah, bro. I was camping the stairs. I had a shotgun. They were broken. My sights were set. This man did not refuel. He had no meds. Gone.
You use your grippers.
I took my controller, put it on the floor on the carpet. I was like, all right. I push it down for the trigger. I know. I use my little thumb toe where I hold it down. I have it already set in place. The aim where I have it. He runs right in the reticule.
I put a little tear down my eye. That's a new one.
And he's like, no way, no. I'm like, John, you know what you got to do now, right?
Oh my God. That's awkward.
We still bring it up and joke about it to this day. Like, you still owe me a favor.
Hell nah, bro.
That's
Obviously, we're joking around, but it's just that moment brought back is just
You
hilarious.
dogs. That's a new one. I haven't heard that yet.
Like, okay, like, there's just a random moments I can't think of on top of my head, but that definitely takes the cake on you had to be there moments.
That's a new one of the year.
Yes. All right. So, what are your gaming pet peeves?
Okay, my gaming pet peeves. Okay. You know, I don't want to be basic and say teabagging, but I accept teabagging here. I hate teabagging here. Oh, but there's one. Fighting game related. I haven't been talking enough fighting games, even though I'm like huge on fighting games right now. One and dones. Stop it.
Ooh,
One and dones are so redundant.
Can you explain that?
So basically, you do a set. Basically go on a character. I mean, you play against a match. I mean, someone, right? And then you just you play a match with them. And I'm like, okay, it was a close game. Either you win or you lost. Especially when, like, for example, when you lose and it was a close game, like, damn, okay, I know something I can do better right now. Let me try this out. And the person just says, nah, fuck you. Dip.
Yeah, get a rematch.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's been known in Guilty Gear recently.
I'm noticing that, like, I'm seeing that on streams with people playing in Celestial. Like, everyone's been doing that. I'm like, why?
I've experienced that a lot in Mortal Kombat, where, especially in Mortal Kombat 11, where if they get them round, like, even if I win and I want to rematch them, they're like, nah.
No, it's so
back out.
and it pisses me off. This is like one of my biggest pet peeves because it's so redundant. I feel like I'll waste the time even if I won or lose the match because, like, I'm trying to learn something from a set. I want to see how you adapt. I want to see how I adapt. So what's with these people just playing one game and leaving? Like, what's the
Or
fun?
they'll get one win and be like, yeah, I'm out, bye.
Like-
It's like, bro, rematch me.
Oh my god.
Rematch me. Like, nah, I'm out.
It's like, get it over with.
God, I hate this so much. And, like, I don't care if anyone does this. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't care if you're burning your chicken. Why are you cooking in the first place? Don't be cooking in the kitchen while you're playing a set. Finish the set. Give me my run back.
Like, get it. Like, I can understand like a first to like or a best out of 3 situation, but if it's just like one and done, I feel distaste.
I accept
Yeah.
a first to 2 as well. That's acceptable. But one and done. Play me, bro. Play me.
Yeah.
Come on. I don't care if you watch me. Play me.
At that point, that's why I turn on my mic during fighting games. And if they take too long to rematch me, I turn my mic. I'm like, hey, bro, rematch me. Run that shit back. Run it back. Run it back.
And then there's like 2.
And I hate to be a hypocrite. Whenever I have something that comes up to me or I get
Curse them out when they do that. Like,
or I get booted out of the game. Sorry. I would literally hunt that person back in the lobby and I will play them. I don't care. I will finish the set.
Oh yeah, I did that to somebody. They left. They left the whole lobby completely Guilty Gear.
Oh my god! I was like, no.
that's why you gotta stalk their camera time. Like, hey, bro, you gonna rematch me? You wanna play some games?
Like,
Yeah, the DM them like, hey,
Like,
let's
sore
run it back.
winners, sore losers and stuff. I can understand. Like, I don't understand that logic, but
I don't care how salty I am. I'm finishing the set. Give me the set. I don't care.
Now, I will say that, all right, if I beat them 10 times or whatnot and they still want me to rematch, I'm like, bro, GG's, just shake my hand.
If you're watching them, it's understandable.
Just type GG and be like, you know what? You got it. Like, if you lose. Hey, just, accept the loss. But if you win and it's just off of one, I'm just like, bro.
That's annoying. So with one and dones, what else?
That's okay. So let's see. I guess I was in the early phase, but oh my god, I'm trying to think. There's so much things that bother me. So when like someone trash talks, right? They don't play you the set. They don't play you. Like, what are you doing trash talking? There's some people that do that like all the time, even especially nowadays on Twitter.
Oh, instigate.
Yeah, they just instigate so much, and then they just be like, "Yeah, I'm better than you at the game." Okay, play me. I'm so down to play absolutely anyone, any second when I'm available to play absolutely anyone. And then just they just don't back up their words. They're just like, "No, I don't play you." Like, what? Like, damn, you're gonna talk like you know this game, and you're nice with it, but then you can't play the game.
You like that?
And it's just like, it's so infuriating sometimes with that. And I guess I forget, this is not just online experiences, but like your gaming in general pet peeves, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so my pet peeves in gaming in general is, oh my god, these fetch quests, man. These fetch quests and these dumb AI escort quests.
Ooh, fetch quests. I hate them.
Fetch quests and escorts, both of those. When the AI is dumb and don't do shit, and then they just gotta walk around and die, or they get stuck and die, and then
or the fact they walk so slow, and you're like,
and they walk. What? That's another thing. Why are we making their walk speed so inconsistent?
Like
even if you walk,
You're walking faster than
you're
them.
either walking slower than them, or you're walking faster than them.
or you're just waiting for them to hurry up.
And no matter what you do to try, even if you walk zigzags, they're still falling behind, or they're like
That's pain. That is pure pain.
like, bro, you're like, this is a waste of time. Come on. Oh, another thing that I also hate a lot in gaming in general. Whenever, like, I know, like, in old gaming, when there's no auto saves and whatnot, even to this day, when you lack time as an adult, when you die or your game crashes or game shuts down, and then, or you play a mission, right, that's 40 minutes long and you get absolutely nothing, jack crap.
Pain.
You, like, what? I feel like my life is wasted, and that sucks. That fucking sucks. Whenever you die and you get reset 2 hours in your playthrough, the entire time that you played, and then you play a mission and then you did not get any sort of accomplishment off of that. Like, when you don't get any accomplishment or progress in a video game, I get fumes. I start fuming. I start getting so annoyed. I was like, oh my god. Like, there's one recent game, Warhammer Darktide, right?
Ooh.
Right. Sucks. They need to put more content in that game. That game has such a good base for it. I'm scared for that game. I recommend that game if you haven't already for at least a few minutes. It's on Game Pass.
Okay.
It's kind of like Dead by Daylight. If you haven't, not Dead by Daylight. Left 4 Dead. Kind of like where 4 people gotta get from A point B, really do your objectives and whatnot. If you like Left 4 Dead, you'll like Wartide, or Warhammer.
Okay.
You have any thoughts on that, AJ? You look prepped.
I fucking love. I miss Left 4 Dead.
I love it too.
Valve just threw it away, but anyways, it's not important.
Yeah. I recommend that game if for a short while. They need to add more content to the game. It's unfortunate in the state that it is, that it's another one of those unbaked games, but the system mechanics, it is fun. The melee, it is fun. The guns, it is fun. I recommend giving it a try on Game Pass. But one thing I do hate that I wish needs to get changed across gaming in general, when you fail a mission that's 40 minutes long and then you get 0, no currency, no experience, no items, no nothing. Like,
And you're like, do this again.
I gotta do this again. You gotta be kidding me. Like,
Pissed.
like, as an adult, we don't got time for that, man. We don't got time.
At least checkpoints.
At least checkpoints, right? Like, Or at least give some sort of incentive. Give like at least half the experience from the progress we made in the mission. Don't give me 0. Don't give me 0. Don't give me 1. Don't give me 2. I want to see at least 500 out of 1,000 or something. You know, like as an adult, we don't have this time, this luxury in time where we're working our jobs in the weekdays, and then you start playing a game, and then like you get no accomplishment feeling at all whatsoever. You get nothing out of it. You didn't even get a level. You just like, I just wanted to get 1 level at least of the day so I can come back and get the next level, you know? Not fail 2 missions, wasting an hour and a half of my time playing a video game that I got frustrated on because I lost and got nothing out of it.
Like the people that play Doom Eternal and Ultra Nightmare and try to grind. Those are the people.
Oh my god. Like I understand it as a challenge, like in the Dark Souls, the Souls games and whatnot, to not get hit, not to die and whatnot, or reset entirely, naked run and whatnot. That's part of the challenge, you know. That's fine. You gain experience and knowledge. That's the one thing I accept: experience and knowledge, right? Now, if this is a game where you're playing normal, but something happened, unfortunately, that's not even a learning experience, it sucks, man.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Also, games without autosave, fuck you. Sorry.
Pain, we have to manually save.
Like there was one game that happened to recently. I'm playing the original Resident Evil because I like Resident Evil. I like watching it, right? And then you have to manually save it. That's fine and dandy. But then, you know, when you get too far from the safe room and you don't got...
And you have cartridges to save.
And you have progressed so much and you can't backtrack to the safe room. Yeah, I haven't gone back to Resident Evil for that reason. I died after playing 2 hours in the game, and I lost all that progress. I fought the giant snake. I got through like an old lady. I got through so much part of it, and this is my first time playing through it. By the way, I'm not like I haven't played the original, so.
Oh, you poor soul.
Yeah, I'm learning as I play, right? So I'm not about to repeat what I have learned in a cycle. Like it may be faster by like 5 minutes, but the run speed and the opening door animations and all the zombies that I finished off are now back to life, and the boss and
the camera angles were what bothered most people, but that's what made it more scary.
It's a funny thing. I'm not bothered by old video game stuff, even though I just complained about autosaves. I'm not bothered by old games. I understand about the cameras, and it can be frustrating as well to play around it, but I'd say like, hey, they wanted cinematic, so I'll play with it, you know? A lot of people get this is my anti-pet peeve now. Like everyone complains about these old system mechanics and games and whatnot, like the locked cameras, you can't do like certain specific things, and if, for example, finally bringing in Persona with this. A lot of people complain in Persona 3 Portable, as they ported over, how you cannot choose the inherent skills of the personas you fuse together.
Oh.
I understand one testament. Okay, so this is a quick thing on like the state of Persona 3 Portable. A lot of people hate it because Atlas labeled it as a remaster.
Oh.
It is not a remaster. It is a port. The fact that the upscaling sucks. The audio is a bit more muffled. It doesn't bother me, but it is a thing, and that's fair criticism. But people expected features to be added to this game.
Understandable.
And that's understandable, but Atlas does not know the difference between a port and a remaster. So
they just use these words loosely just to make a problem.
Yeah, and people then now takes Atlas words and they take it for full value. This is a remaster. There's gonna be added stuff to it, and besides enhanced visuals. And I'm like, guys, no, this is just a port. It's not that deep. Stop. It's not that deep, bro. It's like this is literally Persona 3 Portable. Like this is the game you expect. This is the game you get. Why are you complaining about it? Like, come on. They even did the same thing in Persona 4 Golden. They didn't add anything, and they called it a remaster. They just enhanced the graphics, and that's part of what makes it a remaster.
You know, I never knew that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like you get slightly enhanced graphics. Like it's minor. It's PS Vita to PC and console and whatnot, and they're just slightly better. It's the same game though. There's no added content to it. So what makes you think that the remaster of Persona 3 Portable, that they were going to add anything to that either? You know?
Oh yeah.
So like I accept the game at face value. Like, yes, you're not going to be able to inherit skills. And didn't they do the same thing as Shin Megami Tensei 3? I could be wrong, but you cannot do the fusions. They don't have the compendium. Do they have the compendium? I'm trying so hard to remember. Shin Megami Tensei fans, help me out. I'm a fake fan at this point. I know it's super ironic. I'm a diehard Atlas fan, right? I played Persona 5 Vanilla 5 times. I was in high school at this time, so I can't do that again now.
Oh yeah.
But and then you know what's the funniest thing? I have not finished Persona 5 Royal.
Okay.
I'm such a fake fan.
It's okay.
I'll die on Twitter right now in the Persona fandom. I'll get roasted, cooked, anything. But like at the same time, Persona fans don't even play their own games, so I think I'm not missing out on anything.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's okay.
Yeah.
The Shin Megami Tensei fandom is so pretentious. Like, oh yes, this game is better to Persona. It was born from this. This is the game, right? And then Persona's, ripping off. It's a baby game. We like, come on, it's so easy compared to Shin Megami Tensei. Play that. That's a real Shin Megami Tensei game.
Well, Kite, you've given us quite.
That's a hell of a story.
Oh yeah, quite a hell of a story this episode, and we appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your story, sharing us your experiences, letting us know your thoughts on gaming as a whole, whether it's your experiences that you've experienced yourself or other moments that you have experienced. And we do look forward to hearing more what you're going to do next time in the future for when it comes to gaming.
All right, I'm guessing our time is up, right? Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
No, you're good, bro.
I have so much to talk about. I love gaming, but
Good. That's a good thing.
So any closing remarks that you have?
I haven't gotten to talk more about my fighting game experience because I have so many eras as like growing up because I played so much video games and and whatnot. So to recap, yeah, I'm not a Nintendo boy. I never played the Dreamcast. I never played the N64. I feel like that young blood, but I'm not that young either. Somehow, like there's people are being born now with only the PS4.
Yep.
I want to emphasize, stop with the live service games. Stop it. You can make a good game. You can. Just stop trying to be live service. Stop it. Do anything else but live service. If you have to reduce game time in order to make the quality better, then do that. Don't make it live action. Don't make it loot based. Don't make us repeat the same missions again just for better loot. Your friends are not going to want to stick around for that crap. Stop. Also, I respect the games in all sorts of forms, but gachas, you need to stop. Don't spread more. I like Nike. I respect Nike. Keep it on mobile though. I'm not a fan of console. I'm sure you're expecting on console, and that's fair. I respect that. But when it comes to unlocking in-game characters as full-fledged games, I'm looking at Genshin. Stop it, please. I understand Nike by the way the gameplay is, but Genshin, stop.
I said it this year. I said it in one of the earlier episodes that this year I will stop giving them my fucking money.
Please.
Hold you against that.
Please.
I'm holding you against that.
Funny enough, the on our DGen episode, the wife who I mentioned, she's coming out soon. Finally, her first rerun. And that will be the fucking end of it.
We hope so.
I'm telling you. I mean, I haven't put anything into the game right now. I'm literally just casually playing. But
Do you have any significant others with you that live with you? I'm gonna tell them to lock your bank account for your own their own sakes. Everyone's sakes. Stop.
no, but once I have her, that's it. That's fucking
It
it.
better be it.
No, it will be.
I fell in the gacha hole once. I'm not going.
I have no desire for anybody else in that fucking game. So I'm good. I'll be satisfied.
Yeah. So, that's guess outside of gachas. I think our time's up. Right. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Are we way past the 2-hour mark?
No, it's just that the arcade opens at 12 and
We got a couple minutes.
I
No, we have
apologize.
like 3 minutes.
Oh,
Couple.
all right. I think that's the end of my remarks. I want to talk more about fighting games, but
No worries.
Oh,
No
I guess
worries.
stop with
Fine.
that.
Thank you so much for being here. Love the
Yeah, man.
episodes.
thank you.
Or love the episode so far. That was probably the funniest, like, you had to be there moment I've ever heard in a while.
Yeah.
Definitely respect your take on certain games, current state of gaming. Looking forward to seeing you more in fighting games and hopefully have you in another episode.
I'm definitely coming out more. I'm definitely coming to Flynn's more often and whatnot.
Hell yeah.
I have more time, thankfully.
Nice. All right, y'all. Well, that concludes episode 73. Yeah, episode 73 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. Audio playback will be available on all audio hosting platforms: Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, Spotify. I already said Spotify, whatever. And video playback will be available on YouTube and Facebook later on in the week. We are signing out.
Peace.
Peace.